Hi, I'm Todd Henderson. Today I want to show you how to install the Bakflip G2 on this Ram 1500. Now this is a standard installation. This is the way it installs on most trucks for the Bakflip G2, HD, F1, VP, and Fibermax. Let's go ahead and get started. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is install our bulkhead seal. Looks just like this. We're going to unwind it, pull the tape off, and install it on top of the bulkhead. Now this one's already got the bulkhead seal on there. We're going to wipe that down with the alcohol, and you want to go from one edge of the bed cap all the way to the other edge of the bed cap. And you want to put it on the bulkhead furthest away from the cab, so all the way to that inside edge of the bed of the truck. So we're going to start with the passenger side. Locate your passenger side rail. You'll notice it has an aluminum tab that's sticking out the front with an oval hole. That goes up towards the cab of the truck. It's going to be also poking into the bed of the truck. Now it's going to give us a little shelf over here that we can lay on top of the bed cap. We're going to lay it on the bed cap and slide it all the way up to the bulkhead. Now we're going to go ahead and install one of the clamps. We're going to spread that clamp apart, reach inside, and make sure the grooves on the clamp marry into the grooves on the rail. Got it in place, hold them together. We're going to put it finger tight first just to get it in place, and we're going to get it just a little bit snug, but so we can still manipulate the rail a little bit. We're going to give it a little tap from the top. That seats the seal to the bed cap, and we're going to go ahead and finish tightening up that clamp. We're also going to do the other two clamps the exact same way. You just want to have those clamps evenly spaced, front, center, and rear. Get it snug, and then tighten it down. Snug it up, seat the seal, and tighten it down. Now we're going to go ahead and install the prop rod. The head of the prop rod just snaps into the ball stud, nice and easy. Then it rotates over and drops into the clip. Now this truck, I've already made a hole in the bed rug right where the kickout is. If you did not have a bed rug, if you just had a regular bed or a spray and liner, you'd notice you'd have a little oval shaped kickout right down here. You'd pop that out, run your drain tube right out through that hole. Then the other end of the drain tube, you're going to put it right on the bottom spout of the drain cup. Just press it in place, and that's installed. We'll repeat all these steps on the driver's side as well. So next what we're going to do is we're going to install the clip receivers that come with the kit. You're going to see a couple of holes on the short panel that go up next to the bulkhead. We're going to flip that over. We've got a couple of threaded inserts. We're going to push them in. We're going to hold them in place or rock it down, and we're going to line up the clip receiver where the receiver portion is facing away from the cab, and then line up our Phillips head screws. Now we want to get the screws threaded in place first before we tighten anything down. That way we make sure everything lines up properly. Once you have them both lined up, you can go ahead and tighten them down. They don't have to be over tightened, just get them nice and snug. We're going to do that on the passenger side and on the driver's side. Next, we're going to go ahead and install the cover on the rails that we just put on. Now the short panel is going to face towards the cab of the truck. We're going to take and set this rubber flap right on top of our bulkhead seal, bear down just a little bit, and force it towards the bulkhead till it stops. In this position, we can go ahead and install our elevator bolts. Those will come in the kit. Looks just like that. Take the star knob off. Every once in a while they send this out just all loose hardware as well. So this is the orientation where it needs to go in. Take off the rubber washer, flat washer, and lock washer, and leave just one rubber washer on. This rubber washer has a slightly larger hole than this one does, so that it can go into the elevator bolt properly. We're going to insert the elevator bolt into the cover, and that'll go down through that aluminum rail that has the oval hole in it. And we're going to do that on both sides, Now here's where the elevator bolt is coming down through our aluminum tab. We're going to go ahead and go flat washer or rubber washer, flat washer, and lock washer, and slide it up on that elevator bolt. And then take our star knob and get it threaded onto the elevator bolt. We are not going to tighten down the star knob at this time. We're just going to get it right about there. We're going to do that on both sides so that we can now adjust the cover. Now we're going to go ahead and one panel at a time fold the cover towards the tailgate. Now as we latch them in place, we're going to check the sides between the rubber end of the panel and the rail. Make sure each panel is centered as we fold it down to the tailgate. So right now, since we have not tightened down those elevator bolts, we can still shift it a little bit side to side. Once we've got it centered, we then are going to very gently fold the panels up towards the cab again, making sure that we do not shift the cover side to side at all. We get underneath and tighten down the elevator bolts. Now's a great time to go ahead and install our rubber bumpers. We've got them here, here, and here. Now we've got them on this panel right here because it rests up against the cab of the truck. So what we did is we checked to see where the cover would be striking the cab, and then we applied the rubber bumpers. Well, we tested the operation of the cover, and that concludes the installation. One thing to remember is before you close the cover, you always want to close your tailgate. That saves this top seal up here. If you have any questions, call the experts. We're here to help you out.